Hello, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to draw and mesh the Daniel venturi tube example. Well, as you can see in the picture, we only have dimension of inlets, outlets, and two cross section at the middle. The position of the other three cross section is defined based on the inlet. Therefore, we need first draw the inlet and then draw the other three cross section based on the inlet. So let's start. For drawing the geometry, I'm gonna use the design modeler because it is much more simple. Before drawing the geometry, make sure that your unit is meter because all the dimension is based on meter. So go to the unit and it is already meter, so you don't have to change anything. For drawing the geometry, we're gonna start with the inlets. It is a circle with a diameter of 0.5 meter. So we're going to the YZ plane. We're going to the sketching, circle. Choose the origin as the center of the circle. And for the dimension, go to the radius, select the radius, and the value is 0.25. Now let's create the second profile. The second profile is 1 meter away from the inlet. Therefore, we need the new plane. So we're going to create new plane. And for the new plane, we are using YZ plane as a base plane, and for transform, we are using offset global X, and the value is 1 meter. So now let's draw the sketch in this new plane. The radius is 0.1 meter. And now let's repeat the procedure to create the third profile. So we're going to create new plane, but this time we're going to choose the plane 15 as a base plane. And for transform, we're using the offset global X. And the value of offset is 0.1 meter. And now let's draw the sketch in this plane. Circle. And for dimension, we're using radius. So the diameter is 0.2 meter. And now we can draw the last profile, which is outlets. We're going to create new plane, and this time we use plane 16 as a base plane. And for the offset, the value is 1 meter. We're going to use the global offset global X and 1 meter for the offsets. Now we can draw the sketch with the circle And for dimension, I use the radius, and the value is 0.225. Now we have all the profiles. We can use the loft to generate our venturi. Loft takes a series of the profiles from different planes to generate a solid fitting through the profiles. So we're going to create a skin loft, and for profile we're going to choose all the profiles that we created before, and then we're going to select the generate. So this is our venturi, and we successfully draw the geometry. Now let's draw the mesh. So we're going to save our geometry, close the design modeler, and we're going to the mesh section. So for the mesh, we're gonna use the body sizing with element size of 1 to the power of -2, and we're gonna use the inflation with 5 layers and growth rate of 1.2. So for the body sizing, we right click on the mesh, insert, sizing, and remember, choose the body instead of face. And for geometry, choose the body. And for the type, just use the element size, and for the size 0.01. and we also are going to use the inflation. So go to the mesh, insert, inflation, and choose the wall of the venturi. For the geometry, choose the venturi, and for the boundary, choose the walls. So with the maximum number of layers equals to 5 and growth rate of 1.2. So everything is set, and we can generate our mesh. We can check the number of elements by going to statistics, and you can see the number of nodes and number of elements here. We have about 152,000 elements. And let's take a look at our mesh. So we have an inflation near the wall, and we have teeth mesh inside the domain. You can also look at the mesh inside the venturi by using section plane. So you're going to home, section plane, and draw the plane that is going to cut the venturi. So this is the mesh inside the venturi. So this is the end of tutorial, and if you have any question about venturi, feel free to email me. Thank you.